Alright, so I still don't know about the whole vlog thing and whether or not it's something that I want to do, but I figured I'd give it a try today. So I was at work, we were kind of slow, and I had the guy who owns the RWB, Eric. I've watched this once before. I did a one-step polish from Griot's Garage, and right now we're on our way. We are going to, I guess, just a basic routine wash, do a little bit of the inside. He owns Misfit Motorsports in Mooresville, North Carolina. It's a really cool company. They do a whole lot of builds, like 1Js, they do swaps, they do harnesses, everything you can really think of, in all honesty. And it's just a cool company. Right now I think they're working on the drift car is what he said. There's an event or something, and he's having to park the RWB. They're loading it up tomorrow around noon, I think he said, and I guess they have a drift event coming up as well. So everybody's working really hard. I'm just gonna go there. We're gonna wash it, and I'll keep you guys updated, show you guys the process and how I do my own thing, and yeah. Alright, so just showed up to Misfit Motorsports, obviously, like I just told you guys. We're going to be just doing a routine wash and then vacuuming the inside of the RWB. He's got a show that he's going to this coming up weekend here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, and it's going to be on show. They're also doing a drift demo with the S14. As you can see behind me, there's the RWB. I'm just getting prepped. The weird thing with this is the way that I'm gonna call it a trunk, because I mean it's where my trunk is, but obviously these Porsches, the motor is in the rear of the car. It's not mid-engine or anything like that. It's seriously as close to the rear as you can get. I'll show you guys. So it's right here, and then this is obviously the intake, so I'm going to just cover all this up with a plastic baggie, so that way when I'm washing it, and the top right there, just so that way I reduce the risk. I'm sure nothing would happen if I didn't put the bag on, but you know, I'm just trying to play it safe and be cautious. As you guys probably know, this car is worth a lot of money, and it's kind of hand built, so we'll just see from there. Alright, so I went ahead and taped up the engine bay. You can probably see a little bit down in there. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook up the water, fill up my wheel bucket, fill up my wash and rinse bucket, and go ahead and start foaming down the car. So I'm probably going to do a time lapse of all this, so hope you guys enjoy. So one thing I want to mention, anytime you do basically any customer's car, I don't know if a lot of you guys detail or anything like that, but anytime you do a customer's car or anything along those lines, you definitely want to check with the customer, make sure that there's nothing special that you need to know. In this case, he actually wanted me, as you guys can see, on all these tires, when Naki-san put it together, they spray paint idlers on the tires. And so a little bit of it is peeling off, and that's something that's kind of like makes the build. So he told me to just be careful around that, and I just wanted to point out the importance of like talking to the customer and making sure that there's nothing special that you need to look out for or anything like that. But other than that, almost done filling up the buckets, and then I'm going to hook up the pressure washer and get started. Okay, so I'm working on the last wheel. What I'm doing is I'm basically spraying the tire down with just an all-purpose cleaner, but I'm not hitting the idler's paint on the tire. And then I take Adam's wheel cleaner and I spray it into the barrel with a very liberal amount, just so that way, you know, I can get everything. And I kind of let it sit here for a minute. And while it's sitting, I'm going to take my detail brush and rub that all-purpose cleaner into the tire, making sure not to hit the idler's part. Rinse that off, and then I go in on the wheels and I start around the center. Come in here. You want to make sure you get all these lug nuts pretty good. Keep in mind this is going to be at a show, so I'm doing my best to get in here and clean as much as possible. And then I go down the spokes
This is obviously, as you guys can see, it's got 5 spokes. These are crazy deep wheels, and one of the things with deep wheels is once you actually wash them, they tend to hold water in the barrel. And so what I'm going to do is, after I have washed them off, I am then going to take a microfiber and go over every single wheel, make sure that there's no water that's dried up inside that. And this is basically my wheel process for all 4 of them. The rears are a little bit deeper than the front, so you've kind of got to be a little bit more cautious. But normally this does a pretty good job. Then you take the pressure washer and you just rinse them all off. And that is basically the entire wheel process. So now I'm going to move on. I'm going to foam the car down. I don't know if you guys can see, but here in North Carolina, we've got a lot of pollen currently. So this car has pollen all over it. And if you hit it at the right angle and the sun hits it, it's not really showing up too well on camera. But when the sun hits it right, you can definitely see the amount of pollen that is on this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to foam it down using Adam's Foam Cannon and Ultra Foam shampoo. Give you guys probably a cool little montage. I hope I can manage to get that done, and then show you guys the wash process. Alright, so we've got the Porsche done. It is all washed and everything. Went ahead, started drying it. It's finished drying now. I did it all with a chamois. Now I'm going to take a microfiber that I would use on a waterless wash, and also some detail spray from Adam's Polishes. I'm going to finish up the car by spraying it all down, wiping it down with some detail spray, putting some tire shine on it, and then I've got to do just a little bit of touch-up work on the interior. I know I've said it a couple times, but he is going to a show this weekend, so he wants it to be, you know, presentable inside and out, because the inside of this car is almost just as cool as the outside. I'll show you that in just a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead, finish up spray this detail spray on, wipe it down, and then I'll show you guys the car. Alright, so I know I look a little rough. It's because I've been working. It's hot, so I've been sweating. But basically, we got the RWB done. It's all cleaned up, ready for this coming up weekend. This thing, every time I see it, it blows me away. It's a crazy car. And I got everything done. It's got Adams Polishes VRT on it. All of the wheels are super clean. And these wheels are just amazing in general. I mean, obviously RWB there, but it's like engraved in the rim. It is an amazing car, and you truly have to see one to just understand like the greatness of it. It is ridiculous how cool this thing is, and beyond excited and blessed just to be able to detail this thing. Even though this time it was just like a standard wash and everything, it's still crazy to see it. Obviously it's on bags. There's his control, and then there's the air tank. This thing is crazy. It's just ridiculous. Recaro seats, Takata harnesses. This thing is absolutely insane, and I just speechless with what it is. I gotta say, like, this car is wicked. Like, just looking at it, you can't even, like, you can't understand, like, how wide this thing is until you actually see it in person. Thing is sick. So, coming back from detailing the RWB, just getting ready to outro the vlog. I'm on the road and I see a ZL1. Now, I'm not sure, honestly, if that one's a ZL1 or a ZL1 1LE. It had a whole lot of the stuff that looked like it was a ZL1 1LE, but I'm not 100% sure. We just gotta send it. Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
What would Dale do?
Shit, I was...
Now that is how you end a vlog. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to click that like button. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. I'm sure as the more we grow, the more we'll end up posting. You know, we like to do a whole lot of car stuff, as you can see. And the Slow Marrow does some pretty mean peels, I'm not even gonna lie.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, like I said, hit that like button, and if you're new around here, subscribe for more just honestly stupid car stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.